welcome back to Hot Desk, where we walk the walk and talk the talk. So today, we're talking about the fact that we've been getting a lot of backlash. I say we, because we're part of the CENTRL family. Obviously, there's quite a few people that think that this channel is toxic. I think that's the main consensus. We're a toxic channel, and I don't think we do good for the black community. So what do you guys think?
I mean, it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. When you create a platform that puts people on, like, I feel that everybody wants the machine to do what it does for the people that it's already done it for. And then when you don't get the same thing out of the machine, you feel hard done by, you feel
Who's everyone?
shattered.
What do you mean by everyone?
So people like Nunu, just putting it out there, other cast members in the past.
What do you think she was expecting?
Okay, so you saw season 1, you saw how and what it did for people. Come on the show, and you probably think it's going to do the same thing for you. But unfortunately, fortunately, what this platform is, and like many other platforms, is it's individualistic also, which means your character, who you are as a person. I've had it throughout my time being part of the CENTRL family. I'm still here and I still love it. Do you get what I'm saying to you? But there's ups and downs, and that's part of any production. Do you understand? But if you don't respect the powers that be, if you don't appreciate what is done for you, like people, there's 20, 30 people that work here throughout the time that this thing has been done, right? And they put in their blood, sweat, and tears to make us look a certain type of way on camera, you know, to allow us to put our content and our views out there. Now, for Nunu to come and say nobody's defended her and da-da-da-da-da, I've personally defended Nunu multiple times, right? But you forget when, you know, prime example, we can shoot an episode today, like this, right now. Nunu be perfectly happy with the episode. Absolutely fantastic. The chemistry is kumbaya, right? You go home, you sit on your Twitter, and they start saying, rah, you lot didn't let Nunu talk. You did. Nunu now goes online and goes, yeah, you lot were bastards. You lot were horrible fuckers. Nunu, we shared drinks. We was cool. You didn't see or say any of that when it was happening. You was lovely. Now I get it. Not everybody is, you know, confident to express themselves in the moment. Do you get what I'm saying to you? But when there's a pattern of behavior, every time things don't go the way you want it, it's CENTRL are horrible. These guys are horrible. Even the clip that she put up the other day about, why don't black men defend and da-da-da-da-da. I'm not being funny, love. Where was all this hoo-ha when the clip was released at the time? Why didn't you have a grievance? Why didn't you say, yeah, black men we just watched while this guy intimidated and abused them? No.
Nunu didn't say black men. She said no one defended them, but like everyone else on the internet was saying, oh men, look at these useless men.
Let's be real, we're only black guys in the house.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the bottom line is,
but they were saying black women.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In that clip, yeah, because obviously you guys were there at that time, was it as hostile as because obviously you know clips are shortened, so we only get to see, we don't get to see what happened before.
Even the beauty of that clip, right? Even if you watch that clip, you can see how it goes from banter, laughing,
1 minute 30
smiling, to it, and you can see it on our faces how he's switched, and we're just there like,
what's going on here?
Do you know the problem with what happened here?
I heard Esther say something like, if you...
Yeah. But even she was bantering when she said it.
Yeah, she stood up.
She was even joking when she said it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. She wasn't that serious. So
Nothing was ever serious.
Okay, you know what, yeah? Imagine, I think I've been trying to look for the best example of this, because, cool, I don't really want to talk about what's happening or what's current. That's cool. I don't even want to talk about Nunu per se, but I want to talk about the example. I was thinking, what's the best example for this? If you go and tell, if anyone who has parents who used to like beat them, you know, like whatever, slap them, bant over your parents, say, oh yeah, you used to abuse me as a kid.
Yeah, the tone was...
Technically they did, but say, oh, you abused me, and your parent is gonna be like, what? And they're gonna be burning, whether there is truth to it or not. So I'm not here to say this person is this and this person is not that. I'm saying this regardless of, because obviously that video is aged very well, like she said, right, to prove her point. But I even remember being there in that moment thinking, well, your reaction is kind of like supporting what she just said about you. However,
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I remember saying at the point, I was like,
you kind of proving
a point, bro. But in that moment where everyone was kind of getting on, we were just all like having a literally peaceful moment. And in that villa, everyone was fighting every day, like arguing every day. So maybe people expected us to jump, but it's like, no, people have been shouting since day one. But the thing is, when she said what she said, it was just so like, it was a bomb. Because imagine everyone was just playing, it's like, yeah, but you're a prostitute though. And it was like, raw. Like, that's why everyone was like, whoa, like, it was all good. So in real time, you're seeing him try to laugh it off, but it's burning him. Yeah. I don't care if it's true or not. I'm saying what was said hurt his feelings. So now he's, I don't care whether it's aggressive or not. If you hurt someone's feelings, they're gonna react how they wanna react. I can't tell someone how to react. But I can't have someone say that everyone else in the room is now a pussy-o or a dickhead because you two are arguing and I'm not deciding to get involved.
Enabling him.
But if he had got up to her, would you lot have got up?
Of course. Yeah, that's why we're saying Mark chill. But in that moment, sorry, just to say, in that moment, it was like, we don't need, sometimes when two people are arguing, everyone's like, oh no, you guys chill, you're just making it worse.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, let them get their shit off. He might be barking. More context to that conversation. Nunu's saying, oh, you're the big, black, scary guy. So if we all immediately jump in because the big, black, scary guy is reacting how he wants to react, am I not feeding into that narrative for him? That you're so scary that the moment you raise your voice, I must jump in. Say what you need to say. Later, I'm going to say, hey, bro, the way you did that, man, wasn't cool, you know. And he apologized later, but obviously that doesn't matter. The point is, he did. Just one more thing here, just to kind of go back and answer your question about, is it a toxic platform?
No.
Yeah, because they complain about Backchat. Have you noticed that they say this show needs to be cancelled? I want to talk specifically about Backchat. This show is it's just bad vibes. It's embarrassing.
Cool.
They absolutely drag Backchat, but the irony is on Backchat there are episodes where we've talked about politics. There are episodes where we've talked about finances. Do you not watch it? No. Why are you not there? Why don't you support them episodes? You don't support our episodes when people are calling me a slag and I'm flying across the room to scream at them. That's what you like.
The audience loves the
love drama.
You love the entertainment value, right?
Yeah.
And this is where the UK is very different to America, right? Yeah. Because in this country, I feel like because it's so small, and it's almost feeding into that narrative of like, you know, celebrityhood in this country, right? Like, people almost don't give you your dues.
Yes.
Do you understand? Like, people put themselves out there to come on a platform to give you content, right?
Look at stuff like Love and Hip Hop and that. It's very similar.
It's very similar.
Very
but
similar.
You don't see people going off at them. Do you know what I'm saying? When they do go off at them, it's in the spirit of the show.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But bringing it all the way back into like, you know, what we're talking about right now, which is people coming and not even just this platform. You see with Megan Thee Stallion, like, people have bust you, you've come up, right, with this people, and then all of a sudden now, the deal's not right. They've bumped you, they're taking money from you. And again, I don't know the ins and outs of her business, but it's always funny how when you get put on a platform or you get a leg up in something, right, once you start making money, you start getting the notoriety, or you start getting a little bit of celebrityhood, all of a sudden you start feeling aggrieved by the system or the machine that put you in place in the first place.
I get
you know what I'm saying?
I get both sides, yeah? Cool. We're talking about, so now we're talking about the people who are the acts. So there's a lot of people that come on Backchat, it don't go the way they wanted it to go, it doesn't work out for them, and it's like, who can I blame?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. People
cool, it's who can I blame? You're right.
Sorry, quickly, even to do with Donnie that done the show recently, that come out and said, oh yeah, I didn't want that to go out. Bro, I'm not being funny, you shot in front of the camera.
Yeah, for a whole hour or so.
You sat there to shoot the show. So how do you now turn around and go, oh yeah, I don't want that to come out? You've done Backchat, so you know the policy and the procedures, bro. You step in front of the camera, it's game.
Yeah, it's true, it's peak of the
So not everything has to be signed to be an agreement. There's non-verbal agreements, there's actual verbal agreements, there's paperwork, there's all different types of agreements that can be binding.
I got different views about that. So
I get it.
Yeah,
again,
so
I'm just making it
life
a point. I'm not talking about the situation specifically, but I'm talking about when you choose to do something, lie in the bed that you made for
take
yourself.
Your accountability.
Accountability.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Everything can't be on
Don't act like you were snakes. And,
Everything can't be on the people that produce these shows or these platforms. You're responsible for yourself. We live in a capitalist environment where people use people. That's the whole basis of the world we live in. So why do you expect the next man to not want to bump you or use you?
A lot of people,
not saying that that's what people should be doing, but how do you expect the next man not to? Don't carry last. Like I grew up in that. Like that's where if you're Nigerian, they will tell you. You know, if you're Nigerian, they'll tell you, in this life, never carry last. Don't be a ode. Don't be a mugu. You're not a fool. Do you understand? Not everyone's got your best intentions.
A lot of people saw the success of Backchat, specifically season 1, and from the moment Backchat popped off with the honey scene, anybody who came into Backchat came to be on Backchat
and wanted fame, maybe.
They wanted
more than anything.
Yes, but also you wanted in. You wanted in because you could have had the debate with your brothers in the kitchen with no camera. I was at a Backchat audition, and there were hundreds of people there. It was basically like an industrial little estate, and there were hundreds of people Nunu was in that audition, and Nunu was screaming on and off camera. Like, that's just her nature. She's loud. So I don't want to talk about Nunu. Shout out to Nunu. My point is, I was at that audition and all those people wanted to be part of it. Then they watch it and more and more interesting characters want to come and show that they can be crazy too. Some of these people say, I can take on Lucas. Someone thinking I can take on that person. So what you're getting is more and more characters like that who want to be on the show. Fair enough, they make for good TV. They come on the show. What I have an issue with is the audience who watches these shows. You know, the problem is, I always said the reason why people like Backchat is because they want to feel smarter than everyone. People like to watch Backchat so they can be like, this person's dumb, this person's dumb. And it's a fun time to shit on people. I call social media is nutmeg rush. It's the perfect time to rush people like in the playground. And so a lot of people can't say nothing on their own. So when there's a group of people, they can be like, yeah, that person's a da-da-da-da. So the problem with people the Backchat viewer, because it's your fault, you watch these things, use it as entertainment, but once there's an issue, you look for someone to blame outside of yourself.
Yeah.
That's just my thing. You contribute to it, like you said, because there's a lot of boring content out here. There's a lot of, go and watch the other, remember there was like, Backchat don't talk about nothing deep, and there was other one, the fruit vine is what I'm calling it, right? The fruit tree. There was that show where they were using bare big words, but people weren't watching it like that. It didn't last, do you know what I mean? So,
but for people to take it deep and say, cancel Trend Central, cancel Backchat, cancel these shows, when it's our culture and it's our people saying it, that's what hurts me the most. Gonna go out. When it's coming from our own people.
Sorry, even before your blogs,
it's painful.
Before your shade
so who else should do it?
Before your Made You Thinks, before your UK gossips, Backchat was here. Backchat was what created your very British culture. And you might not want to give it its props, but shut the fuck up, I'm here to tell you that it did.
And it's worldwide.
Do you get what I'm saying to you? Before man came out and started giving Vim, there weren't nobody coming out on your local screens telling you about alpha male and empowering themselves as a black man. Nobody was doing that. You see your artists doing it now. Again, I'm not saying I'm the founder and whatever, but what I'm saying to you is give people their dues. Do you get what I'm saying? Give the platform its dues. Yeah. Beyonce was singing Don E's thing. She put it on her thing.
Do you know what I even compare?
Bare celebrities all over the world.
You know Tyler Perry, and he does his whole Medea thing back in the day, and it was all childish, and not everyone found it particularly fantastic or funny.
It starts somewhere.
But then, like what you guys are doing with Trend Central, Backchat, and Andy, and everyone that works within Trend Central. It's our people, it's black people. Like in America, this would not be happening. Like I just know that America is so supportive, and I don't always like to say that UK is bad vibes because I'm from the UK, but I'm starting to feel like I have to start saying it out loud. We are actually bad vibes, and we need to change.
Wait, you know what?
No, we are.
You're right in the sense that I don't like
saying
it. I don't think we're bad vibes. I think we're just. There's too much information going around.
We're so quick to be negative on things. We're so quick to say cancel.
When it's our own as well. It's not that UK's bad vibes. Do you know what it is? The problem is social media took a turn. Once upon a time.
When I say UK's bad vibes, it hurts me to say it.
I know
I'm
what
from
you're
here.
saying,
like,
but
I'm not saying
it's become a new thing. UK's bad vibes has become the new.
But just not
black people are always late, or black people can't stick together. UK's bad vibes has become the new black people can't stick together. It's not true. It has truth to it, but it's not true because it's great vibes until it's not. It's just that when you're ready to cancel, it's like everything has a limit. Everything gets thrown up. Everything's a stone. It gets thrown up and everyone's like, oh my God, look at the stone going up. Everyone's happy to see that stone come down. That's just how it is. So it's not, I don't think the UK is bad vibes. I just think that there's just a group mentality that is a complaint mentality. So when something's not going great, my issue is two things.
But even when it's going great, they complain.
They find something.
Because people complain that negativity sells. Listen, if you go somewhere and have a positive experience, people will not big up the positive experience as much as how fast they are to come and write a complaint online with anything. If I get my trainers delivered by Hermes today and it goes right, I'm not saying nothing. The moment my parcel comes late or is stolen, hey, Hermes! So generally speaking, negativity speaks more than positivity. That's just the facts. So if you do something right, they'll tell you, I'm not going to applaud the fish for swimming. Yeah. But if you stop, then they'll complain. One aspect I want to talk about, because we kept the black people stuff, I disagree with both people saying, number one, Trend Central was a bad look for the black community.
So do you think it's outside of our culture that's saying this, or is it our culture?
It's our culture.
It's not outside saying we should ban it.
No.
I've never heard.
Our culture,
it's our own.
Our culture is the biggest consumer of our show, so it's going to be our culture. My point is, you know, guys know my stance on this always saying black people shit. I hate it because it's black people. We make black shows for black people. So the people that are gonna say it's a bad look for black people are black people. The people that are gonna say that Trend Central, what was it about black women?
We exploit black women for trauma.
It's gonna be black people,
trauma.
and the people who view it and shade, it's mostly black people. So I get that. It shouldn't
But
even
it's quite sad because at the end of the day, like we said, like exploiting black women for trauma. Okay, well, you've come in front of a camera to talk about your trauma. Yeah. So how can they exploit you? It's not like as if they called you and said, "Yo, come on, I heard your dramas, I heard your problems. Come and chat about it." If you want to put your story out there, know what that comes with. And like you said, if the UK is bad vibes and the audience has a level of toxicity, understand it comes with that. Do you understand? The other day I heard the shorty talking. She was like, "You lot are pros. You lot do this." I don't. So that's why I don't really want to say my story.
But she's a pro comment section chick though.
My thing is, you was aware enough to know what the status is.
Yeah.
What the state of play is.
So if it's too much, don't come.
Don't come.
What did she say? Sorry, what did she say?
When you lot were talking, she was like,
like you lot influencers, you lot about this internet life.
You know how to handle the internet, right? She's not.
You lot got followers, you lot know how to deal with it.
And it's like, you know the status quo, and if you know the status quo, so then...
No one twanged you.
No one forced you to be in front of a camera. You. Anybody that comes on this show, and this should be moving forward, anybody that goes in front of any show, if you've chosen to go in front of that camera, hold your L.
You know what's
hold
possible.
Your L. Yeah. Like, you don't do this with Channel 5s. You don't do this with BBC. You don't do this with other mainstream productions. And they're the ones that boil you.
They would finish you,
When they edit you, I've sat there. Listen, my guy, I've sat there. I'm not going to call them out. I've sat there, had a conversation with a lady, spoken a certain type of way with a lady. I'm talking proper, calm. You know how I am in there. Calm sweet boy Lucas. When they pulled out the article, alpha male, this guy is talking this way. I'm like, but me, we had a you literally described what you see on the show rather than what you actually spoke to me about, which was what this was about.
Yeah.
I put Trend
But
Central.
That's what sells. So that's what she's gonna do.
And you understand that.
Yeah.
It's part of the game.
It's part of the game.
I think we're gonna have a conversation about this later because I don't know how this episode is gonna come out. Hey guys, cat's out the bag. But there's a conversation I wanted to have about social media. I mean, social blog sites. So they're necessary evil, and I put Trend Central in that same thing. I think if you look at something like, let's say, music or something that we might look at as trivial or nothing. And once upon a time, hip hop music, people's parents were like, "What the fuck is this nonsense?" Yeah, but if you give that thing time to grow, it can then go on to do other things that are more positive. So when I say more positive, I'm not saying Trend Central is negative. What I'm saying is, like, for example, people looked at gaming as a waste of time. Now the gaming industry makes
we
so
need
much
a Trend Central.
So something like Trend Central that might have started with Backchat.
Do you know how many careers have formed?
Something like Trend Central that starts with Backchat and it then opens doors for writers, directors. More people can lie through their arse all they want, but after Backchat, a lot of people started
Wait
this
and see
format.
what's good.
A lot of you now have
Facts. Careers.
Even a lot of podcasting, a lot of
Backchat,
things.
because a lot of people
careers?
saw, oh wow, I
lot
can do this.
A lot of YouTube content.
I'm going to name drop
That's what I'm
again.
saying, yeah.
Reece Parkinson, rate the brother. Listen.
Hey,
BBC One
Lucas is
Extra
on
doing his
smoke
thing.
today.
Bro, but it's from here. It started. You don't want to give man its dues and its props, but you want to talk down and talk shit. Why?
That's my issue, yeah.
It's painful to hear. I hear it all the time. I've heard it for years. And it's painful to hear because you think to yourself, but nobody's done nothing to you.
Yeah. Or you know, it's another person. So I know people
the
that
platform remains independent. The platform stays true to itself.
Yeah. And the thing
That's
is
what
that
you don't fuck
even
with?
the people that are like, let's say, the well-spoken, more intellectual cast members or people that worked on the platform, it's like, I think what happens is that people start telling them outside, you know what, let me be real with you, right? So, cool, I might be known as B-Money, some people agree with me, some people disagree with me, but I got bridges outside who be like, oh brother, why'd you do that thing though? Like, you're just there chatting, no offense, like, that Lani girl, the Lucas, I have friends and I have people who think I'm above it, right? And I know there are other people who are not with us anymore who also feel that way.
Is it because you're like educated and you got a good job? Is that what?
Or
So
they might think that I have good points, or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there are people who let that kind of thinking get to them, and they now think, oh, you know what? Yeah, I need to disassociate myself from that
this,
brand.
yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying to you? And I'm not that guy. And the reason why I'm not that guy is because I think you need stuff like this to build new things. 100%. You just have to be willing to take what comes with it, because you know what it is, yeah. It's everything. Chris Brown, how are you gonna hate from outside the club? You can't get in. is the best bar ever because it applies to everything. Algorithms, influencer. When something's going well for you and you benefit and capitalize off it in the way you want to, it's not a problem. But the moment you notice the issue and you feel some sort of unfair or imbalance towards yourself, it's easy to be like, I don't like this. I had a conversation with a brother the other day, and he at work, and he was like, "Oh, what you do that thing?" He goes, "Oh, my issue with it is that they don't have any like deep conversations." I was like, "That's interesting you say that."
Because when there is deep conversations, you don't
I said that's interesting you say that because or even on Twitter when there's certain debates about topics, people say, "Oh, you're backchat topics," but I'm like, do you know what you guys have done every single day? On this app, especially with spaces and especially since Clubhouse come out, I said you're all having backchat debates, just audio versions.
Literally,
I said because you're all, but everyone wants to feel snobbish and be like, oh, I'm above that. But you don't know shit about shit. You're all every day on Twitter is ring size, ring price, wedding. It's all backchat topics.
Can I just say something personal? Yeah, it's kind of related. But when I was on Backchat season 4, I was definitely the underdog. This is before the show came out. Yeah, because I'm ditzy. I've always got my tits out like I'm just some stupid Barbie, apparently, right? So when the show came out, a lot of people, there was a certain people who said they were going to be the Kanye West of Backchat, DC, for instance. And what he did is he tried to become, well, it's facts. He tried to blow and become popular by debating and belittling me. And the thing is, the audience obviously, they like me more than they like DC. And he likes, every time I go viral under the Shade Borough, not every single time, but a lot of the time, he likes to write negative comments. You're just a bitter bitch. And there's a lot of bitter bitches. You're all the same because it didn't work out for you. So sorry that I'm more popular than you. Eat shit.
Ooh.
That's one way to put it. I mean,
and that's how a lot of them feel.
Yeah.
And
from an outsider who hasn't always been here, sorry, Lucas, I'll just say it from an outsider's perspective, that's how it does look to me. Yeah. It does look to me that a lot of the hate is coming from the people, ex-cast members or people who used to work with either Backchat or CENTRL. It's not normally coming from like a new viewer or just somebody outside of it. A lot of the hate is stemming from people that used to come. So for someone like me, I've always, even before I've worked with you guys, I've always loved the content that comes from you guys. I don't agree with all of it. I don't agree with all the cast members. I don't love everyone, but the people that I do love is enough to make me support and carry on supporting. And because it's obviously our people and our culture, I'm going to continue to support it. And I feel like I referred it to Tyler Perry and what he used to do with Medea. I wasn't a fan of every single Medea episode, but 10 years later, fast forward, when he had that big studio and now he was able to help Atlanta and help black people in America and employ so much people, there's a bigger ripple effect to it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And there's going to be more Tyler Perrys coming up in the scene. So for me, it's important that we have CENTRL. It's important that we had Backchat. I don't know what it's going to go on to do later on, but when I was a fan of Backchat then, like it was big for me. Do you know what I mean? And seeing people that I knew on there, and even traveling around the world and seeing other people tune into Backchat and tune into other shows.
And have their own versions.
Every negative person needs to shut their mouth. They need to shut their mouth.
You got to remember, everything is phases. Like we was talking earlier about the different phases in life. Like Backchat, when it first came out, was an age demographic that is grown up now. Backchat that you see today is also an age demographic. Do you know what I'm saying? And it might be the next couple seasons where you find it's back to how it was in season 1 when we first started, because
it's a seasonal thing, it's a trend, what's happening,
It's about where people are in their lives. It's about the conversations they're having in their lives. So again, without even just, focusing on Backchat and the toxicity
hey!
of the internet. of the internet. I think I just want to say, like, give these platforms its due, its proper dues, and appreciate the content and the work that people put in, for the culture. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Because, like I said, if this was America, it would be praised and pushed and backed a lot better than it does now. And I say that to say this: the platform isn't perfect.
Yeah, facts.
We've had ups and downs. We've grown. They've grown. Do you get what I'm saying to you? How they are today wasn't how they was when we first started. We used to shoot for hours. I'm talking 12 hours straight. You get what I'm saying to you? Like, straight grass.
That's abuse.
You know what I'm saying?
That's abuse.
Now, today we're in our own version of Tyler Perry studios. You know what I'm saying? They're shooting content for everybody and their dog in this fucking country.
And it gives an opportunity
you
for
have
even
this
young
like
people
to the ZZ Mills, Reese that I just mentioned, Esther's doing
Lippy.
well. You're doing well. Lippy. Even Castillo, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People have come from this and elevated.
don't knock that.
J squared.
It's about
Even the ones who
integrity.
haven't,
Do you
we
know what
still
I'm saying?
know them.
And you know what I'm saying?
As an
Even the ones
outsider,
that
I used
haven't.
to watch it, I remember everyone.
It's about integrity and what, you know, think something has done for you, regardless of the ups and downs and something. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's sort of the way our society is now. Everyone forgets.
And we also have something. I
It's
really
cool
quick want
because
to say it.
I call Fulani all the time.
It's
apparently.
okay. Sorry, it's just really quick. I just wanted to say also something that I noticed that they did, and I'm assuming they didn't do this in season 1 of Backchat, but they introduced. I think it was season 4. I can't remember which season it was, but they introduced like a mental health person, and you could call her if you were struggling and stuff. And that's because a lot of people will get onto for instance, the directors or the CEO of Trend Central, like Andy. You know, Andy's got a lot of things to do, so I'm sure he can't call every single cast member. So they actually hired someone to check on people, and I just feel like people don't talk about that. You know what I mean? So I just
I
think
didn't know that, but I think that's amazing.
Yeah, they
that's
did.
so good.
But this is the thing.
I really care about mental health. Yeah, that's really
The
good.
point is that they try,
And that's
or they
the
are
thing,
trying.
like, this is at the end of the day, it's an independent company. So bottom line is you're gonna learn as
Yeah.
you go along.
Yeah, learn as
You're
you
not
go
gonna
along.
get everything right.
Yeah.
Like we're all human beings that come from a place. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Regardless of our background. So a lot of this thing is knowledge, acquired knowledge. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Going to BBC One Extra, seeing how they
Yeah,
do things.
yeah,
you
yeah,
think,
yeah.
oh yeah, we can
Facts.
incorporate a bit of that. Do
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Working with, you know, Vice. Oh yeah, no, we can incorporate that. Working with ITV. You know what? We can do a bit of that. The equipment's gone up. When you're looking at us on camera, you don't get a lot of that quality
the audio is fine
from
now.
any other
The audio is good now.
productions. You don't. I watched myself last week and I was like, you know what?
You look
You
Chris.
know what?
You look Chris.
I looked all right.
I hear you. So just earlier you said something about they should give dues, but you know what? I'm all for negative comments. I'm here for it because.
Of course, it's
And if you're
part-
not gonna hear me,
it's part of
what I'm saying is like, you know what? Not even just improvement. Life, everything doesn't matter what you do in this life. There's going to be people who don't like what you're doing. Some will be haters. Some will genuinely just not like what you're doing. But that's absolutely fine. I think because we end up sounding like the people who are saying this is bad, take it down. If we're saying, oh well, you don't like it, you're a hater. It's good. It's good to have a balance and have people who don't like stuff, and because it sharpens ideas. We need opposites to attract. That's what they say. So I'm all for constructive and even destructive criticism. I'm okay with it, but I need people to just understand that it's not just always about passing the blame. So for example, this has started because of the topic with Esther, Lani, and then Nunu's supporting video, take down Trend Central.
Yeah, I don't know how.
What about the guys who had fights? What about the guys who had certain experiences? So I'm saying that because yes, a woman has had a negative experience, it shouldn't be, oh, this place is here to ruin black women. No, it's not. Because if you think about it, what about the black women that are on production side of things? What about the black women? What about ZZ Mills? Like, so what about the people who have positively benefited from it? Like, but once something negative happens, we kind of just think.
And I'm not
no,
being rude. Like
destroy
she
it.
goes at black men a lot, or she
That's
goes
how
at
it
black
was
women a lot.
found out,
But
yeah.
no one says when she says stuff, "I'll take down Trend Central."
Yeah, no, of course not. Well, a couple burner accounts on maybe
I've
a
never-
couple
I've-
man.
I've
No, I'm
never-
saying, but
I've never
irrelevant
heard it.
accounts. But my point is, it's an ecosystem, and we need the positive, we need the negative, and you don't know what could come from it tomorrow. That's my own thing, and I want to shout at Trend Central. I don't even like the fact that we had to do this video on Trend Central because it sounds like, hey guys, we got to
You
do
can
some
always
PR.
put it on my YouTube.
My point is whether someone makes shit content, good content, if I'm aware of your content, I respect it because it's hard to create content. When this thing started compared to where we are now, when this thing started compared to where we are now, the resources are vast and just way more plentiful. This definitely, I agree with you, was the inception for a lot of people, and it gave a lot more people the belief to say, you know what, I can do that. And if you don't like it and you think you can do it better,
Yeah, do it.
go and do it,
on.
number one. And
Yeah.
number two, if you think you can help improve it,
Come
and
along.
help. So sorry, one more thing, yeah. You was on Smoke today, but the bit I agree with you about is a lot of people come here. Most people are not going to get paid when you come here, bro. I just want to say that. I just want to be real with you. If you come here and you want to go on Backchat, you're not getting paid, bro. You're coming to help create content, and you can benefit from it how you choose to. When I first came here, Andy said to everyone here, yo, you don't come here for money, you don't come here to do. Backchat is only going to help you if you help yourself. So do your thing, try a thing. If it works out for you, works out. If it doesn't, take it on the chin, update your CV and crack on. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's all I want to say. Big up everyone, you know what I'm saying?
Facts, man. And at the end of the day, don't cry over spilt milk, man.